Good evening, everyone, and thank you for coming out tonight. My name is Henry Anderson, and you will be seeing me act in one of these plays, as well as seeing a play that I wrote. I'm very excited to have been a part of New Play Festival, and I'd like to kick things off by speaking briefly about the process that got us here. Myself and my 6 fellow playwrights began our writing workshops about 3 weeks ago with just a vague set of ideas, and through a process of improvising some scenes with each other's ideas under the mentorship of Dr. Tuck Lively and Dr. Wilcox, these vague concepts started to grow into something more substantial. We came back a week later with 10-page drafts, and from that point everything came together very quickly. We've been very fortunate as playwrights to work with a number of great actors who have helped realize and bring life to our characters, and with 2 great directors, Andrew Bailing and Michael Minocchio, who have brought a completely new understanding and life to our scripts. One thing that's been very new to me as a former musician is just how much collaboration theater involves, and how getting as many sets of eyes as you can on a piece only makes it that much richer. In the spirit of this collaboration, I'd like to make a couple more acknowledgments. Janice Pohl, our department chair, collaborated with Dr. Tuck Lively in putting this entire project together from the ground up. Bridget Delaney for stepping in as stage manager, Sheila George for running lights on very short notice, Beatrice Harbaugh for jumping in to read stage directions in all 7 of our little plays, Professor Andrew Sobel, chair of the art department, for designing our poster, and Alyssa Boning, who has been our project manager for this whole process while simultaneously being the stage manager for the musical we're also rehearsing right now. I'm tremendously grateful to have been able to work with everyone who has contributed to this process and to have been reminded at every turn how much we all benefit from each other's input and collaboration. And on that note, we invite you to join us after the performance for a discussion about the plays led by Dr. Tuck Lively. Finally, I'd like to remind everyone of a couple of final points. Photography or recording of this performance is strictly prohibited, and as a courtesy to your fellow audience members, please silence your phone. Before we begin, please also take a moment to look for the emergency exit nearest to you. I'd like to thank everyone again for coming, and without further ado, please enjoy the show.
Your Eyes by Henry Anderson. Darkness. Sounds of a crowded city street. The piercing sound of a violent car crash cuts through without warning and brings things screeching to a halt. There are no screams. No reactions from the crowd as the dust settles. Just complete silence. Suddenly, spotlights on Rosalind and Jane. Rosalind lies prone and unmoving on the ground.
Jesus, can this not wait 2 seconds, Jim? It's 1 p.m., the mail was late again, I'm late for lunch as far as I'm concerned because no reasonable woman would show up 5 minutes early. This idiot with brown eyes got herself hit by a car. There's no hot chocolate left at Leanne's. Why didn't you stop at Leanne's earlier when they had it, Jim? Well. You know, this is the 2nd person I've seen hit by a cab. The first one was 3 weeks ago, and I've only lived in New York for 3 months. The first lady at least had a bag of groceries that could fly in different directions and make dramatic noises when she got turned into a crosswalk. If you're the right kind of person, that's a decent show. This one just had a bunch of folks that were too heavy to fly very far.
Fuck off!
Excuse me?
I said, fuck off. I'm trying to bleed out as efficiently as I can, and I don't need you shit-talking my cause of death.
Well, if everyone's going to be subjected to your corpse sitting on Broadway for hours before being cleaned up, I think you owe them a better show. On Broadway.
Take it into consideration for next time. Can you let me hop off the mortal coil over here?
She attempts somehow to exacerbate her injuries.
Besides, what do you mean everyone? Seems like you're the only one who chose to stick around.
If you think I'd choose to watch you flail when I still have 2 blocks to walk to lunch, you are dead wrong.
Then why are you here?
I'm not sure. I suppose you're here because you have unfinished business or something to that effect?
Stereotypically, yes. But it's not like I'm trying to stay.
So there we go. If you're here against your will, it makes sense that I'm here against mine.
Sure you don't have unfinished business?
I have nothing but unfinished business, which is why I'm not overly enthusiastic about still being stuck here. What's your name?
Rosalind.
Jane. I really need to get going now. Have a nice life, Rosalind.
Jane walks quickly to a secluded location on stage and breathes a sigh of relief. The spotlight she was just under disappears, and a new one appears on her current location.
Since you've decided to stick around, I'd like to point out I take offense to the nice life comment.
Anyway, what unfinished business do you have? I have 100 different things to file and a wedding in 2 months, but I'm not the one who's dying. You said you didn't have anything keeping you here.
I never said that. I just said I'm not overly enthusiastic about staying. Wedding in 2 months?
My name's Erin.
Ah.
And if you don't mind terribly, I would like to be on my way in time to have lunch with her.
I feel like this should be obvious, but I'm not some deity keeping you here to teach you the true meaning of Christmas. I'm as confused as you are.
If you do happen to know what it is, I'd appreciate a tip.
Very funny. If we're going to get back to Erin, can you stop pestering me and let me explain?
Erin is capable of waiting 2 seconds. Anyway, why aren't you more upset about bleeding out in the middle of Broadway?
I don't think I'm actually bleeding out considering how fast that thing hit me. This is probably a metaphor.
Well, why aren't you upset about being in a metaphor? Dying. You're dying. You died.
Huh. I guess at some point I just have to accept it. I don't think I have much time left to get there. I'm telling you, you really don't need to keep Erin waiting.
She can wait.
Rosalind tries fruitlessly to mortally wound herself and gives up after some effort, lying exhausted in her spotlight.
All right. Don't count me that interested. But I have to ask, in the few minutes I'm alive, why you're so unconcerned with your fiancé.
She's just difficult. Normally, if I were late for lunch, it'd be a problem because she'd get angry with me, but she's already angry with me right now, so it cancels out, I suppose.
Yeah. I figured if you were hanging around with a car crash victim instead of keeping your appointment, it wasn't a great situation.
Do not try to talk to me about my relationship. We're just in a rough patch right now.
Do something violent? Like, I don't know.
Point taken. You know what's worse? Since you don't seem to care about staying here, I'll help you.
What?
You talk about my fiancé, I drag you off the ground.
Oh, for Christ's sake! Jane strides confidently over to Rosalind, and as she does, their spotlights converge into one. When she arrives, she slowly helps Rosalind all the way to her feet, and the two stand facing one another within the spotlight. There's a strange intimacy to the moment.
Well, there you go. That's what you get for talking out of your ass.
Look, I'm sorry. I just don't really have much more of a chance to do anything here, so I was trying to help you.
I do not need your help.
Out of nowhere, they kiss. They're both acting purely on instinct, and it is mutually passionate until it is over just as quickly as it began.
Excuse me, ma'am. I have a fiance, and she would be
All right,
livid if
you
you
let
were
me die,
to
stop
know
making
what
shit
it is.
complicated
I don't
for
know
like
what
2
it is.
seconds.
Complicated?
They kiss again to check.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sure.
So is this the reason we're both still stuck here?
Has to be right. Someone heard my prayer to be flattened on Broadway and make out with some random woman on the street like a metaphor.
Yeah, could you stop wisecracking for 2 seconds and focus on me?
You're gonna tell a woman who just got hit by a car to stop wisecracking.
Quit it.
You're gonna tell a woman who just got hit by a...
Enough.
Don't think this changes anything. I get to spend a few more minutes on Earth and you're stuck here with me. Now we know why.
You don't want to know what this means? Why us? It's meant to be or something.
Sure. It's meant to be like I have unfinished business.
Don't you?
No. I said no already. Thank you for being in my metaphor, though. It's been fun. I don't totally mind sticking around a few more minutes of this.
I don't need to make my lunch appointment at all. I can stay here if you want me to, if it's easier.
That's very nice of you. But I don't think I can fade away if you don't go. You need to go.
Then I can stay. We can just enjoy this one little moment together forever.
Stop it! Jesus. Go miss your lunch appointment. You have some thinking to do.
I just don't want to forget you.
You won't. Or you might. I don't know. I don't think I'm that memorable. But this definitely means something. So you'll remember what you have to.
Your eyes are brown.
Yeah.
and then lies down as if to stargaze. Sounds of a crowded city street. She raises her hand and snaps her fingers with confidence, and the spotlight turns off. The piercing sound of a violent car crash cuts through without warning and brings things screeching to a halt. There are no screams, no reactions from the crowd as the dust settles. Just complete silence. Curtain. What If by Grace Sketchwalker. The stage is split into halves and each side is a mirror image of the other. Lights come up to reveal the normal half of the room and the state of disarray that it's in. Papers, clutter, and unhung clothes lay strewn about. Layla, an 18-year-old student, sits at a desk staring at a blank page as she talks on the phone.
I'm fine, Mom. Yeah. I know. I've got homework to work on, so it'll be okay. Okay. I love you too. Bye.
Layla hangs up and puts down her phone, then goes back to staring at the blank page in front of her. Lights up on the other side of the stage. A figure dressed eerily similar to Layla sits mirrored to her. This figure is the personification of Layla's inner voice. Their side of the room is much more neat and tidy compared to Layla's. They don't face one another.
What you doing?
Homework.
What kind?
Stats.
Oh, you're shit at math.
You don't have to remind me.
Oh my god, do you remember that one time in 7th grade when you went up to do a problem on the board and...
Yes, I remember. I don't need to relive it again.
You're no fun.
Layla starts writing on the page, then erases.
You should be through at least one problem by now.
They're hard.
Or maybe you're just stupid.
I have other things on my mind right now.
And why are you choosing to ignore that for homework?
Because it needs to get done. My teachers already gave me one extension. I don't want to have to ask for another.
Okay then, whatever you say.
Layla rubs her stomach. She's visibly hungry.
Hungry?
No, I'm fine.
You're not gonna eat that lunch your mom brought you?
No, or not right now.
Wow, that's a great way to thank her.
I told her I wasn't hungry.
So leaving it out in the cold is what you want her to see when she gets home? She cared enough about you to bring it home and you're gonna be a bitch about it. She didn't have to do that.
I know, and I'm grateful for that, but
You've got a shit way of showing that. Josie ain't hers.
I'm not my sister.
Well, it's clear she's there for your mom more than you. You're not the only one who lost someone. She lost her husband, Josie lost her dad. Don't you think holding up in your room like this is fucking selfish? Your grandparents lost a son, your aunts lost a brother, your cousin lost an uncle,
I get it, okay? Just stop. Go away.
I don't think I will. Why do you do it?
Can we not do this right now?
Oh, so now you're so fucking high and mighty that you don't have to think about it?
I'm just trying to get this done.
Have you answered a single problem?
No, I've been distracted.
So now you're blaming me. I'm not the one in charge of our thought process.
Boyce leans back in their chair, and Layla goes back to her work.
Why do you do it?
I don't know.
He didn't leave a note. You think if he cared about you, he'd leave something.
It was his heart.
How can you be sure?
He had issues with it for a long time. He didn't tell us about it.
You're on fire with the blame game today.
I'm not blaming, it's true.
What? So he shot himself because of a heart blockage?
I think I don't know.
You never will. You could have done something. You didn't even say goodbye to him.
I was tired, I didn't know.
So that makes it okay?
Well, no, but
You could have stopped him. anything too hard to discover the truth?
What's that supposed to mean?
Oh, come on. I'm in your head. We both know what I meant by that.
It's not true.
Wow. The confidence in that sentence was just immaculate. I don't believe you for a goddamn second.
It is. If you keep bringing it up, I'm never going to be able to get over this.
We're in your head. You're the one making this conversation happen. You really think you couldn't have done anything?
I have no idea.
Yes, you do. You're lying to yourself.
I'm not.
Oh, really? Then why are you so afraid to face the truth?
Why do you keep asking?
Why aren't you mourning on the same level as everyone else? Why don't you feel completely empty? Why don't you miss him as much as you should? He was your father, Layla. Why the hell?
It's my fault he's gone! A single spotlight illuminates both characters, standing on their respective sides. The voice smiles slyly as Layla continues. Is that what you wanted me to say? I was a shit daughter, I never talked to him? I could have worked harder to break down his emotional walls that are off my whole fucking life. I could have done everything differently and there's nothing I can do about it. I have to live with this for the rest of my life, so why do you insist on reminding me? I already know, okay? I don't miss him like I should and that makes me sick. I know that I'm selfish, and if I'd been better, maybe he wouldn't have done that. He didn't even know, for fuck's sake, and now I'm left with these questions I'll never have the answer to. I have to watch my family go through the worst pain they've ever felt in their lives. Do you think I want to think about that? I push it down because I can't handle it. I'm weak, I'm broken, and oh God. Layla rushes to her desk where she gets a bottle of anti-anxiety medicine from her drawer. She takes one out and downs it.
You really think some meds can make me go away? You'll always have to live like this. You're
The voice visibly stumbles as if something has taken them over. They fall to their knees as Layla sits at her desk again and takes a deep breath. The voice goes silent, sitting dormant. Layla, finally catching her breath, reaches into her drawer again, slowly pulling out a photo of her father. She clutches it to her chest. Curtain. Bug by Anya Clement. The hangar of an abandoned space station. Outside a small spaceship. An astronaut strides across stage up to an unmoving humanoid robot, Chris. Astronaut moves up Chris.
Good morning, Chris.
Good morning, sir. How can I be of assistance?
You've asked me that every single day for 6 months.
It is my function. I am programmed to offer assistance to personnel that work in this outpost.
I know. You said that when we met.
6 months and 12 days ago.
And how long have you been here?
I do not know.
Today we go home.
You go home.
You're not coming?
I am programmed to offer assistance to personnel that work
I know. What if someone else crash lands, right?
I need to remain here to assist them.
Right. Well, I'm still here, and I need you to calibrate the fuel intake.
Yes, sir.
They work on the ship together.
I'll miss you, you know? Are you sure you don't want to come?
I cannot, sir.
Hey, recalibrate the intake? It's not responding.
Yes, sir. Try it now.
Still nothing. Let me take a look at it.
The damage may be worse than we initially realized. The navigation array is non-functional.
Damn it! Are you joking?
You cannot safely return to Earth with your vessel in this condition.
I know. Can you estimate how long it take to fix?
I am sorry, sir. I cannot provide the information you asked for.
You mean you can't estimate how long the repairs will take to fix?
I cannot tell you how long the repairs will take.
Chris,
Yes, sir?
why is everything breaking out when I'm about to leave?
I cannot say.
You can't say, or you don't know. Chris, look at me.
We have the resources to keep the station operational indefinitely. You do not have to worry.
Chris!
I am programmed to assist the personnel.
Chris!
Yes?
You're not acting like yourself. Are you feeling okay?
I'm fine, sir.
my shit on purpose. And I thought I knew you better than that.
Sir,
What, Chris? Why would you do this?
I am programmed to monitor the health and happiness of the human personnel on the station. Over the past 6 months and 12 days, your physical and psychological health have remained well within acceptable limits.
Are you saying I'm better off here?
I will continue to ensure your health.
Look, I wouldn't have made it this far without you. But that doesn't mean you can trap me here, even if you do take care of me. I'm not your pet.
Keeping a pet has a demonstrably beneficial effect on physical and psychological health.
I know that. What does that have to do with... You don't want to be alone, do you?
I cannot assist you if you leave the outpost.
Yeah, and I won't be your responsibility anymore. This isn't about that. Do you have some kind of hang-up about waiting here for someone else to crash?
I am programmed to assist the personnel that...
What if you blew the station?
I do not understand.
You don't have to worry about someone else crashing here if there is no here to crash into.
This outpost is all that I know.
You know me. Come with me. I'll show you my family's farm, the duck pond.
I cannot conceive of it, sir.
I can't conceive of spending the rest of my life here as a prisoner. I don't want to fight. How do we get through this?
You could stay. Or you could destroy me.
Those can't be the only options, you binary idiot. Look, you're getting hung up about me being on my own. I made it here, didn't I?
That is true.
So can't you project that I'll be fine on my trip back to Earth?
Irrelevant. My function is to take care of you. I cannot do that if you are not with me.
I thought your function was to look after people on the station.
Which I cannot do if I am not on the station.
But if you come with me to Earth, you can take care of me.
Irrelevant. My function is to assist and support human personnel on this station.
That's it. You're getting rebooted.
I suspect that you will take advantage of my offline period to repair your ship and remove me from the station. This will prevent me from fulfilling my primary function.
So whatever glitch you're suffering from, you can see that, right? That you're not working correctly? You just gave me two mutually exclusive descriptions of your primary function. Something is keeping you from doing your job, and whatever it is could put me in danger. Do you see that?
Yes.
And what do you do when you're not working right?
Asked you to fix me.
So what happens now?
I say, please repair me, sir. I am not functioning correctly.
Now we're getting somewhere. Come here. I know you can't wrap your head around it now, but I'm not going to leave you behind.
If I wake up and my primary function is no longer possible to achieve, it could destroy my programming completely.
That's love for you.
I cannot love you.
Don't start. Can you live without me?
I'm not alive.
Can you conceive of your existence without me in it?
No.
That's love.
Do you love me?
Give it a month. I need to get over you breaking my ship to keep me stranded in space.
Yes, sir.
But I like you. This could work. I'll see you when you wake up, okay? And then we'll figure this out.
Yes, sir.
Good night, Chris.
Good night, sir. Heard.
outside of a bar, night. The town is quiet and desolate. Nick stands outside. There is a bench along the wall of the building, and downstage there is a metal fence with horizontal bars. Jessie walks out. She is visibly upset. The door slams behind her, and Nick turns at the sound.
I can't believe this. I can't believe you're doing this.
Shit, I'm scared.
You don't think I'm scared? We've been together for 3 years, Mick. You want to just walk out?
I know that you're terrified too, but you're more ready for this than I am.
Am I not a part of your life? Is this baby not a part of that?
Damn it, I just can't do it.
Why the fuck not?
Because I just can't.
I thought you'd be there for me. I thought you wanted me to be a part of your life. I thought you loved me.
Of course I did. I do, it's just,
Just what?
I can't. You're amazing, Jess. You'd be a great mom to someone. You're smart and funny and beautiful and kind, and I'm not that good. I couldn't be a father. I wouldn't be good at it, but you have everything going for you. I'm just...
No, I wouldn't. How could I be? I don't even know if I want it.
You don't?
No. I just want you.
Why don't you just get an abortion?
I don't want to.
But you just said you don't even want the baby.
I don't.
Then why not?
If I did get rid of the baby, would my life return back to the way it was? Would we go back to the way we were? I won't do it. Because you know what would happen. I'd continue with the same old life. I'd go to class, I'd work on the weekends, only we wouldn't be the same. Then eventually it would all go to shit, we'd break up, and you wouldn't be around anymore. You'd be gone. I'd probably never see you again.
So you're holding it over my head.
It wouldn't be the same.
You shouldn't have a child for a reason like that, Jess. This is a freaking kid we're talking about.
I don't know what else to do. I'm terrified, Mick. I'm afraid of having the baby. I'm afraid of getting rid of the baby. I'm afraid of losing you. I mean, I don't know what the hell I'm supposed to do.
What about the kid, Jess?
What about the kid?
He deserves a good life, a good family.
And why can't we give that to him?
Because I don't make enough money. Because you don't even want to. Because
But we'd be together. It could work. I know this isn't what we planned. I know that we won't be able to take the trips that we wanted to take. I know I won't be able to go to school the way I wanted to, but I want you. I want to be with you. Do you not want the same thing?
this isn't about us.
Really?
No.
You're unbelievable.
I can't because I don't want to end up like him, Jess. I mean, I've told you how my dad was. I used to wait up in my room when I was a kid until 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning. I'd listen for the front door to open. I'd listen for the sound of his boots. Because it all depended on that. Whether he took his boots off or not. It depended on what kind of mood he was in. Because, you know, if he was in a good mood, he'd go straight to bed. But if he wasn't, he would leave them on, stumble into my room, and beat the shit out of me. I would just lay there in bed and count the steps, and I tried to convince myself that he was coming to my room for something else, you know? Anything else.
You're not your dad.
Well,
You're not. Why does that mean you can't be a father?
because Jess, it's in me. It's a part of me. So who knows what I'll become? What if I end up just like him? I don't know how to be a father. I never had one.
Nick.
You always see the best in me, Jess, but you always have, but I don't know. I want to be who you want me to be, but I don't think I can.
Nonsense, Mick. There's no way in hell you could be like him.
You think so? That doesn't make it true. I mean, God, Jess, I've made the same mistakes. I've gotten into trouble with friends. I had my first drink when I was 13. I got you pregnant. If I've done all that, who knows what other mistakes I'm destined to make. You think I can do it, but you couldn't know that.
But I do.
No, you don't. I can't do it, Jesse. It just wouldn't work.
Do you remember when Josh's little brother was in the hospital?
What about it?
You visited him nearly every day, Nick.
I was there for my friend, not the kid.
You say that, but he asked Josh if you were coming every day. He adored
my kid.
It doesn't matter. You have a choice. You get to choose who you are, what you do, and who you want to be.
I don't trust myself enough to do better.
Then trust me. You screw up and I'll kick your ass.
You would kick my ass?
Yes,
Jesse, just stop.
I'd be there.
Just stop. I can't.
I'd be there, Mick. Don't you want to be together? We can do this. We can do this together. I don't want anyone else.
I want to show you something.
Mick pulls a pair of keys on a key ring from his pocket and holds it out. Jesse examines it.
What's this?
Before we found out you were pregnant, I was looking at apartments. I found a really nice one near the city. It's a little small, but I figured I could move in. Then you could too once you graduated, and I signed a lease. I love you. I really do. That was the best apartment I could find, and it barely fits me. I thought while I was looking at it, we could put the couch there and the bed there, and we could get a dresser so we had enough room to fit our stuff. I was trying to make it work, you know, but a kid?
Jesse kisses Mick's cheek and hugs him. Mick is taken by surprise. He hesitates for a moment, but then pulls her in tightly.
I don't know if I trust myself enough.
I trust you.
Curtain. Tied Up by Rebecca Simon. Evening. Jonathan's secret hideout. Ivory City. Jonathan sits, an ivory mask with a creeping ivy design covering the entirety of his face, arms cuffed behind his chair. He's wearing all black, clothes loose around his body. Good for concealment. There's a hazy pink fog around him, keeping him unconscious. Kaylee enters, still masked. She wears a maroon, skin-tight bodysuit. A matching mask covers down to her cheekbones. She hesitates before approaching and removing Jonathan's mask. She minds strangling him before crossing to place the mask near a water glass on the table behind his chair. The glass is half empty. Kaylee takes a deep breath, the hazy fog retreats, and Jonathan groans, waking slowly. Kaylee makes sure her mask is secured and waits just out of sight.
Oh. Hey, what's this? Let me go.
Let you go? You should be thanking me for not dragging your sorry ass straight to the station.
Kaylee moves toward him before backtracking clumsily and grabbing the mask from the table. She takes a breath and puts on a new personality. Confident, sexy, a bit too much. Stepping into his line of vision, she rubs the edge of her mask between her fingers and meets his gaze.
What did you call this once? A game of cat, mouse, and trap? You never elaborated on that, did you? Was I the mouse, either to run to my end in your claws or fall into your moral trap? Or were you the mouse? My claws were your end, and the trap was laid by them.
She gestures to the police badge at her head.
That was lovely, and I'm sure I would have a stunning witticism to snap right on back any other day, but the last 24 hours have been rather rough. So to get straight down to business, now that I have you here,
I have you.
I would like to talk to you about the significant institutional barriers in the way of taking down
Oh,
people.
no, you don't with that old speech again. I tied you up. That means I'm the one in charge.
Not sure about that, but you do have me at a disadvantage, and I'm quite curious as to why I'm here in my own hideout. How did you find it? Why haven't you taken me in?
Yes, well, you were being reckless today. Wasn't nervous.
I didn't know you
Oh, don't be
cared.
so humble, sweetheart.
Cut the crap, lady. You know I only have one sweetheart, and she and I... Never mind. You know what I mean. You don't care for people. It's all work for you. Stop the bad guy, collect the paycheck.
Yeah, well, I got hung up on the first part.
Oh, the great lady Elf. Second-guessing your employers at long last.
Sure, yeah. One too many small businesses dusted while City Hall has not a single scratch. But that's not relevant right now because you were lurking around there today. Not your usual scene. What are you up to? Because if you start anything around those poor civilians, I will make it my personal mission to protect them this time. Mayor be damned.
Fascinating. Thinking of changing your feathers. Sorry to disrupt our usual, but can I get some water? It's by the...
Kaylee retrieves the glass from the table behind Jonathan and helps him take a sip.
Careful, dear.
Thanks. You've been here before. I didn't leave that out this morning. You've been here before. Why haven't you just arrested me?
It would have been rude to stay on time.
It would have been rude. Lady, do you know that it's things like this that are the reason I chose you as a nemesis? You're not meant to fight on their side, but you won't hear me out any other way.
I chose you, but let's not get into this again now. City Hall.
Frankly, I was going to break in and look for documents to prove that the mayor's accepting bribes.
Bribes? You thought the best way to expose illicit activity of the mayor was to break in and steal it? Then what, turn the evidence into the police?
Absolutely not. They're in his pocket.
I think I would know if I were getting extra paychecks on the side, Mr. Mack.
Obviously not you, but your boss and their boss might be.
So who, the feds?
Probably.
You do know that by stealing the papers, you'd be invalidating any of them as evidence, right?
I'm running on 2 hours of sleep. Do forgive me if my usual schemes aren't up to par. So what? We just let him run free and clear?
No, we find a tip and open a legitimate investigation with warrants and proper channels.
We?
I meant my department.
Sure, except I don't remember a division for civilian protection, and I'm still tied up in my own hideout instead of a jail cell.
Oh, shut up, Marley. You may be a crazy thieving anarchist, but you have good hunches.
I am not an anarchist. Hang on, how do you know my name? Do I know you?
We met as civilians years ago, but that's not important.
It is to me. I don't recognize you at all. Come on. Walk, talk, hairs, gestures, everything. How come you get to know? That's not fair.
Okay, first of all, we have tech to keep our identities, but seriously, you're worrying about fairness? You? God, it's like dealing with a child.
I think the police would be more fair.
Okay, seriously, not important right now. I need to know.
Not important right now. We've been nemesis for 2 years. At least tell me how we met, please.
Yeah, I'm really ill today. Feel those cuffs? That means you're in timeout. You don't get information when you're in timeout.
You're patronizing me.
You deserve it. Not for the 15 mil you stole just last weekend for stabbing me.
That wasn't
I
self-defense.
tell it was. I was already down. I want to know is why you're doing this.
Today or in general, because today has just been the worst. I didn't get any sleep last night because I slept on the lousy couch behind us because I walked out on my wife because she's cheating on me. Then today,
Wait.
hold on, I'm not done. Then today I tried to expose one of the measly politicians' corruption to lift my spirits, but you showed up and I still have a headache from when you kicked me into a wall. Not to mention the stomach ache because you caught me in the diaphragm and I almost threw up on you, and that would have been mortifying. Who throws up on their nemesis? Yeah, to the political corruption, because that's what I've been trying to tell you for years, is that there are significant institutional barriers in the way of taking down people in power because the system is
That
built.
speech is dead. Let it die. But you left your wife cheating on you.
Yeah, I tried to talk to her about it last night, but she got upset. We argued about her keeping secrets, but she wouldn't admit to the affair, so I left.
You believe she's cheating, or what? You have proof? Videos or photos or messages or something? Anything?
What? No, I would never invade her privacy like that. But I know women, and when a woman is keeping a secret, that means she's cheating on you. Absolutely.
Really? There can't be any other possible reason that a woman might keep a secret.
No, we're married. Why would she hide anything from me?
No, so you've never hidden anything from her.
Absolutely not.
Oh. What if I said I know your wife personally, Jonathan? Would you believe me if I said she's not cheating on you?
You're friends with my wife. Were you friends before or after you found out my identity?
I'm one of her oldest friends, and I didn't know I was fighting her husband until recently. But I do know your wife. We get coffee together. Often.
My wife gets coffee with my nemesis?
She's been needing time with friends since her husband.
You're my wife's friend, Alice.
No, that's your wife's old school friend. We get coffee to talk about
Trent, Alice's boyfriend.
Do I look like Trent? At all?
Old friends with my wife, and you're not Alice. Katie! Katie!
I'm not Katie. What I was saying is that we talk about how you disappear at odd hours to a job that she knows nothing about and come home, beat it up.
Therapist! You're my wife's therapist. My wife was a therapist? Can you tell me that she's cheating on me?
No, because she's not cheating on you.
I'm very calm for a therapist.
I'm not a therapist and I'm not cheating on you.
Kaylee, in a fit of rage, tears off her own mask, chucking it at his chest.
Kaylee?
I should have just brought you in.
Wait, I stabbed my wife?
Yeah,
Hang on, you stabbed me first.
with a fork at dinner when you tried to steal my tater tots. Not the same.
Still stabbed me first.
I'll stab you again. Right now. Keep talking, I dare you. That's what I thought.
So, you're not cheating on me?
That is it. I'm turning you in. I'd be fine with a half-decade break from this.
Wait, no, I'm sorry. I'm just processing. Left you last night because the secret you were keeping was that you were
Doing my
upholding the corruption rampant in the city.
I can't even disagree with that now. What do you know about the corruption going on in Ivory City?
You're asking me.
Yes.
Me?
Yes, I know if you want to explain it. You start up the same little spiel every time I'm kicking your ass.
You're kicking my butt. I kick your butt. Okay, you ready?
Yes.
You sure? Because you always
Get
interrupt.
on with it.
Great. So there are significant institutional barriers in the way of taking down people in power because the system is built to keep those in power, and those without money or means to make it to the top are kept to lick the boots of those at the
Hey.
top. Oop, no offense, dear. The network of capital supports the distribution of wealth remaining in the hands of the
Do
wealthy.
you have in-text citations for this, Professor Hartley?
Shoot! I knew I forgot something important.
I was a kid to be here. So what you're saying is that we should tear down the structure of the government because it's full of corruption and nepotism.
Actually, I hadn't gotten to that second part yet, but yes. Corruption, nepotism, unequal wealth distribution. If I could just get through the rest of... At least now I know why you always spoke so strongly at dinner about creating change from the ground up.
No, not anymore.
What?
The blind eyes being turned at work have become intolerable. I just needed to get your spiel one more time to make sure we're on the same page for the best way to tackle this.
Haley moves behind Jonathan's chair and unlocks the cuffs.
Wait.
Yep, she sits on his lap.
At least I know now why you've been pulling away from me at home. I'm sorry I assumed, and I'm so very sorry about...
He presses a gentle hand to her ribs. She shies away from the touch.
If I can forgive a knife wound, I'm sure I have it in me to forgive a bit of miscommunication. So what do you say, my love? Partners in villainy in life?
I was horribly cheesy.
Oh no, call the cops.
If you're going to be my partner, I'll need to teach you to have more class.
Oh my dear Professor Hartley, I'm not in school anymore. I have no need for a teacher and no need for your class.
Very cute, but let's set aside the scheming for now. I have a lovely snug wife to make up with.
Haley smiles. She finally lets his mask drop from her hands to the floor. They kiss. Curtain. Company by Grace Wadsworth. A waiting room in a large hospital. Crowded but eerily silent in the early afternoon of a Midwest winter day. Bits and pieces of the news in jeopardy can be heard every so often in the background, as well as the occasional announcement over the loudspeaker calling the family of a patient to the front desk. A woman in her 60s sits in one of two hospital chairs. She has an open book in her lap, but hasn't turned the page in a few minutes. After a moment or two, a teenager walks in with a backpack carrying a closed laptop and a charger. He glances around, then, spotting an outlet behind the woman, approaches.
Excuse me, sorry, ma'am. Can I sit here? There aren't any other open outlets.
Oh, yeah, of course.
The teenager sits, plugs in his laptop, then stares blankly into space. The woman looks back down at her book for a long, silent moment.
Can I ask who you're here with? Are you waiting for someone?
Oh, yeah, I'm here with my little foster sister.
I see. Is she okay?
Yeah, she's fine, just a fractured wrist.
Oh, that's good. Are your parents here?
Yeah, they're upstairs with her. I'm not old enough to go up, but I'm waiting.
Well, that's very sweet of you to wait. Are you close?
Yeah, we're close.
Well, that's great. It's always nice to see siblings get along.
What about you? Who are you waiting for?
Just my husband.
Did you have been surgery?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, we don't have to talk about it.
No, no, you don't need to apologize. I was just lost in thought for a minute. You'll be okay.
Have you been here long?
Yeah, we got here early this morning.
Did they tell you when it'll be done?
The nurse called down an hour ago. She said it would be soon, not just really.
Well, whatever happened to your husband, I'm sure he'll be fine.
You said you were waiting for your foster sister. How long have you been together? Weird way of saying it.
It's better than the people who ask how long you've had her, like she's a dog or something. It's been about a month now, I think.
I see. How old is she?
She just turned 12.
That's a fun age. I have a grandson who's 12. They always have so much energy.
Yeah. She and her friends are definitely, they can be a handful.
I can imagine. Can I ask how she fractured her wrist? You don't have to.
She just fell. It was dumb, really. They were riding their bikes through. She fell.
That makes sense. 12-year-olds tend to fall a lot.
Yeah, but usually I'm there to catch her. This time,
I'm sure it's not your fault.
my parents keep saying,
Well, sometimes it's our lives. I sprained my ankle when I was a little girl. My older sister was babysitting and I fell down the stairs. Years later, when we were both in college, she told me that she had always believed herself.
it's what older siblings are for, to protect the younger ones.
Older siblings are there to protect younger siblings, but you can't always save them. And sometimes it's the younger siblings who save the older ones.
How long have you and your husband been married?
It'll be 40 years in December.
Oh, that's twice as long as I've been alive.
Yeah, it's a long time.
I can't wait until I've left someone for that long.
Yeah.
Do you have kids?
2 sons.
That's cool.
And they're amazing. They've given me 2 grandchildren.
Oh yeah, you did say you had a grandson. Guess you need kids to have a grandkid.
Yeah. I suppose I do.
Were they not able to come with, or?
They are really close. And they are far too busy to sit here as long as I've been waiting.
Can I get you anything? Water or something from the cafeteria maybe?
No, I'm all right. Thank you.
Okay.
The news is clearly audible in the background.
Is the news always this grim?
What? Yeah, they love to focus on crime and disasters, especially in hospital waiting rooms.
It's horrible planning. It sucks to hear about people who have it worse than you and your.
Is this your first time in a hospital?
I mean, I was born in a hospital and stuff. Yeah. I'm guessing this isn't your first?
So far from it.
I'm sorry. It's better to be down here than up in surgery, though. I mean, I'm sorry.
My husband has a brain tumor.
Oh, wow. Wow, is he?
That's what the surgery today is for. They said they think they will be able to remove it. But they don't know how far the cancer has spread.
I'm so sorry. Is he? How long? Do you
He's-
know?
He's ready to go, I think. He's been sick for a long time. But I'm not ready to lose him.
Imagine being ready to lose anybody. You know, May, my sister, she's not going to stay with us forever. Her bio parents still have custody of her. She's just with us for a little while.
I'm sorry.
I've had foster siblings before. They've always been babies. This is the first time that
I'm sure everything will be okay.
I guess. I know she needs to go, but
It's still hard.
yeah. Your husband is going to be okay.
I mean, he's really not.
Maybe not okay. You guys will be okay.
Me.
Trust me, it's an older brother's intuition. Your husband is going to be fine. My sister is going to be fine. I know these sister fell off her bike when I was on the phone with a friend.
Oh,
My dad always says to spend as much time with her as I can, but I didn't.
it's not your fault.
I'm supposed to be in school right now. I couldn't just sit there knowing that she... Dad called me off. Says it's important that I'm with her as much as I can be,
Your dad sounds like a very smart man.
I guess.
You raised a very smart son, at least.
Thanks.
An announcement placed over the loudspeaker. Family of patient 1072, please report to the front desk of the surgery waiting room.
Oh, that's me.
She stuffs her book into her purse, sets her purse in her lap, but hesitates before standing.
It'll be okay.
Thank you. Wow, I never asked your name.
I'm Haven.
I'm Nadine.
It was nice to meet you, Dia.
It was nice meeting you too.
Nadia takes a breath, then walks off stage the same way Haven entered. Haven stares after her for a long moment, then opens his laptop. He gets to work, then the lights go dim. Curtain. Me, by Nicholas Brennan. June Shirley having a seemingly casual conversation about not remembering the events from the night before.
I don't think that's how that works.
I'm pretty sure it is.
That's just, I need more information.
We were talking about an accident.
Surely, I really hope we had nothing to do with that.
We had fun, Jude the Dude. You're so far up in your ass about the past. You can just start living a little.
I don't know. I don't really remember. Shirley, is that you?
Oh shit. Yeah, it is. Well, if that's me over there, then over there must be me.
Boy, if we're out there, well, we're also right here. Dude, we're dead!
Let's not jump to conclusions. Oh, look, your EKG's still moving.
Oh, thank God. How did this happen?
Last night, we did go out. We went to a club, got totally plastered, like, completely off our asses, can't see straight, utterly fucked up out of our minds.
Definitely sounds like us. Hold up. The accident they were talking about. Shit. We didn't cause it!
Hey, calm down.
Don't tell me to calm down, we're dead!
I wouldn't say that. This is more of an out-of-body experience. Astral projection, I think it's called. Pretty cool, honestly. Nothing is set in stone. Listen, I'm sure they're gonna have their best people on the clock. We'll be back in our bodies and out of this place in no time.
You're right. I mean, look at all those doctors swarming you right now.
Yep. They may just like me more than you. Yeah.
Shirley? Shirley, they're putting a sheet over you.
That's strange. They only do that when...
Shirley, I think you're...
Shut up! They're gonna save us. They've got some of their best people working on us. I said that. I did. They're gonna save me. I'm getting out of this.
Shirley, man, I'm so sorry.
Not living, it's overrated. You, on the other hand, are still kicking. To think you were the one driving, huh?
Yeah, you're right. I'm not dead yet.
Just give it a minute.
What?
Just give it a minute. We'll be back in the world of the breathing and conscious.
You're a good friend. something on your mind, so out with it.
In 8th grade, you had the idea to take Mr. Campbell's answer key for the math exam. I was caught after being told by you to put it back.
That has nothing to do with the situation for which we are currently in.
Later, when we were going to play a prank on our friend Winston in the woods, I asked you if that patch of bushes was okay to walk through. You said yes. Well, I had rashes for a week.
We were in high school. Look who's got their head up the ass.
Now, finally, in a string of horribly unfortunate events, we both drink, get into a car with you driving, yet you're the one still in it.
That's not fair, Shirley.
You're the reason why I'm dead.
I'm sorry.
No, you're just saying that to stop me from talking about.
I'm sorry.
You are.
So much that you don't even know. That it even hurts to realize that I won't be able to see you again. I don't want to go back without you. You need to understand that.
Maybe you don't have to.
Perhaps I'm not the one understanding.
I wasn't kidding when I said everything could be worse when you get back. You could wake up and find yourself more fucked up in the head than usual.
It'd still be me.
Will it though? If I'm being honest, you do not look great. On the other hand, I feel pretty good.
No shit, Shirley. You're dead.
Not only that, I'm intangible now.
Shirley starts to walk through random stuff.
I can even find out the secrets of the world. I can find out where Jimmy Hoffa's body's buried. And don't even get me started on Tupac.
Shirley, it's hard to think that this isn't a second chance. Those don't come by often.
That's one of the advantages of being dead. All the bad first impressions, relationships, decisions, all that bad stuff is left behind.
So is all the good stuff, man. All the people, Tyler. What about our friend Tyler?
He owes you money.
My cousin, Stefan?
He flaked on your birthday last year.
My girlfriend, Miranda. She's bound to miss me.
She cheated on you.
Shirley.
On your birthday last year.
My family. I can't leave them behind.
Look at it like this. If we both go, none of our families will be jealous that one of us made it back.
Around that way. Do make a little sense.
Just let go, Jude the dude. Good friends stick together, remember? Jude, you okay, Jude?
I think it's pulling me back.
Then stop it.
I don't think I can.
Yes, you can. Tell it to fuck off.
I don't think it works like that.
Then, fuck you.
I don't mean that.
Yes, I do. I got F because of you. I got rashes because of you. I died because of you. All my life I've been taking the fall for your decisions. It's only right that you take the fall for me.
An invisible force starts tugging at Shirley. He's being pulled to the door.
No, not yet. I still have time.
Shirley grabs Jude. They're both being pulled into the ether, back to creation.
Come with me.
Shirley, please.
You owe me.
I'm sorry, man. I'm so sorry. I'll do anything. Anything but this. Just tell me what to do to make it right.
Come with me.
I can't.
You can.
Shirley.
I can't do this alone. Don't make me do this alone.
Jude embraces his friend one last time.
I'm sorry. I never should have gotten that car. Should have called us a ride. I'll have to live with that for the rest of my life. I will never be able to pay you back for all the years we spent together. You need to know you mean the world to.
The violent grips of the afterlife rips Shirley out of Jude's arms. He falls to the ground. Curtain.